Hi everyone, I'm Gemma Alcock from Skybound Rescuer in the UK. I'm gutted I can't be at the Congress in person this year, but I'm really thankful that I can still present to you all, albeit virtually. Today I will be presenting on the topic of the key outcomes from the Drones for Good revolution. But first things first, before I delve into my presentation, you need to know who's talking to you. So who am I? I'm Gemma Alcock, and I have two roles within the drone world. Firstly, I'm the founder and CEO of Skybound Rescuer, which I'll come back to. And secondly, I'm the Director of Air Operations for Lowland Rescue, which is a UK charity that searches for missing vulnerable people from hills to high water on behalf of police forces across the UK. And as the title suggests, I manage the air operations, which is from how we interact with the search and rescue or SAR helicopter services to how we use and manage drones within the charity too. I'm also on the board of advisors for Drone Responders, which is a USA-based Drones for Public Safety Alliance. I was very proud to be their first international board member just over a year ago now. But today I'm speaking on behalf of my company, Skybound Rescuer, of which I'm founder and CEO for. So, who is Skybound Rescuer? Skybound Rescuer is an organisation that specialises in the use of drones for public safety. And everything we offer, from our product line, like our drone training and deployment resources, to the services we offer, like consultancy, is a result of extensive research. In fact, Skybound Rescuer started as my dissertation project at Bournemouth University, which was a research project into the implementation of drones into the Royal National Lifeboat Institution and UK Coast Guard, so maritime SAR basically. I then continued that research for a further 2 years after graduating, broadening the focus to all forms of drone deployments for emergency services in the UK and abroad, including Australia, before then founding the company. So from day one of Skybound Rescuer, we already had 3 years of research under our belt, and now the company is just over 4 years old, so totaling 7 years of research and counting, because we haven't finished yet. Now, the potential for drone technology in the realm of emergency response is undeniable, and I find it truly exciting. So today, I thought I would focus on the impact of this Drones for Good revolution. What have been the key outcomes from this revolution? So, it's long been known that a higher height of eye is the greatest advantage to search teams, because you're higher up and so you can see more. And until recent years, emergency services have been solely relying on the costly, very costly involvement of SAR helicopters for achieving an aerial view, costing between £2,000 to £3,000 per flying hour. However, over the past several years, the introduction of small, affordable drones into the commercial market has become a significant game changer to the SAR domain. To really put this cost difference into context for you, one drone can cost less than 1 hour of flying a SAR helicopter. So you start saving money the moment you first deploy a drone instead of a helicopter, which is quite significant. Because of this, the esteemed research company Markets and Markets estimates that first responders will be amongst the applications that will enjoy the highest growing demand for drone technology over the next decade. While the small drones that are currently most popular cannot physically conduct a rescue or casualty extrication like a manned SAR helicopter can, the truism that there can be no rescue without first locating the casualty emphasizes how critical drone capabilities are towards saving a life. But also, it probably goes without saying that the best search asset is the one you actually have. In a resource-restricted world where budget cuts are frequent, especially right now, manned aircraft and the highly skilled crews it requires may be otherwise tasked or unavailable. A recent statistics report for the UK's Her Majesty's Coast Guard helicopter service highlighted that their helicopters were tasked to a mere 9 search-focused call-outs across the UK in a 3-month period, which could suggest that there is not much SAR activity going on here. However, for that same 3-month period, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution were tasked to over 2,000 maritime searches. This figure is significantly different to the Coast Guard helicopter stats. And it's because the SAR helicopters are actually rarely tasked to search-only tasks, because the search element of search and rescue is a time-consuming and therefore costly task for helicopters to do, despite their inherent higher height of eye advantage over lifeboats that can enable rapid searching. Another example, the UK's National Police Air Service, or NPAS, will not send a helicopter for a missing person search unless a direction of travel for that missing person is known, because it is unviable in terms of cost to send a helicopter. Since manned aircraft are at such a premium, the use of drones in a SAR operation may allow manned flight hours to be conserved until required for rescue operations. Put simply, the drone conducts the aerial search element, then subsequently monitors the casualty, while a rescue helicopter is dispatched and en route to extricate the casualty to safety or to definitive care like a hospital. So the drone becomes the search and the helicopter is the rescue. I mean, at the very least, small drones provide basic aerial search capabilities at significantly less cost than a manned aircraft. So quicker SAR by use of drones is a concept that continues to be proven time and time again. And with SAR operations, where we save time, we save lives. In search and rescue, we have a golden hour, and that's 1 hour to find them and get them to definitive care for the best chances of survival. And drones enable us to locate people quicker, thus improving survival rates. The European Emergency Number Association, or ENA, their DGI pilot project report describes several real cases where drones have sped up the SAR process and therefore contributed to the overall success of the task, which in some cases were a life saved. In one example, a drone was used in a missing person search over a river and marsh area. The drone unit used a thermal camera and located the missing person and supported the police in approaching them. It was expressed within the report that the drone reduced the search time to less than 15 minutes, whereas a ground team would have taken a multiple of this to locate the missing person due to the difficult terrain, perhaps even missing the golden hour, so impacting survival rates. Another missing person incident described within that same report was over an area of lava fields, an extremely difficult terrain to traverse. The incident commander for this particular search suspected that the missing person was not in that location, but nevertheless had to cover that area in order to rule it out with certainty. The drone team searched the wide area in just 40 minutes, confirming that the area was indeed clear. A ground team searching by foot would have taken between 4 to 6 hours, and possibly with much greater degree of uncertainty due to the treacherous terrain. And of course, these are but two examples of many. Stories in the media of people being saved by drones is increasing year on year. DGI reports that have counted the number or attempted to count the number of lives saved by drones according to media accounts counted 69 lives saved in 2017, and its most recent report for 2019 figures is up to a staggering 279 lives saved by drones. It's increasing exponentially year on year. As cost continues to fall and the capability of the technology rises, drones are quickly becoming a serious contender as the go-to asset for aerial searching. The boost this technology can offer an emergency service towards saving a life should not be underestimated. As well as offering effective and efficient response, drone technology also affords protection to the emergency services themselves. In emergency situations, one of the first requirements is to gain up-to-date situational awareness information at the highest quality available and as quickly as possible in order to mitigate the risks and hazards that rescue personnel are subjected to. As a first responder, being situationally aware, as we call it, is so important in operations. As a skill set, it has to be raised to almost the level of being done instinctively so that you can react decisively to risks and hazards as they occur, which will help your own safety and that of your colleagues and, of course, of the people that you're there to assist. And without a doubt, real-time aerial imagery that a drone can provide significantly improves situational awareness, which supports dynamic risk assessments and, in turn, decision-making of the incident commander and therefore increases the safety of the tactical teams in rescue situations. For example, during severe flooding events, all that was known about that area prior to a flood becomes secondary data. It may no longer be true. Everything changes. Until it is confirmed, it cannot be reliably acted upon. Added to that challenge are sudden gaps in information. Where are ongoing hazards such as strainers or weirs? Are there sources of contamination as a result of the flood? A drone could supply the incident commander with this crucial real-time information before sending teams into unknown hazardous areas. Also during flooding events, ground mobility is limited by inaccessible terrain. It can take hours to get from one side of the flood to the other. So reaching remote search areas may put the safety of ground and boat teams in danger. In this case, a drone may be the only safe search asset to utilize. Too many first responders have been killed by an inability to gain sufficient situational awareness when plotting their routes in the heat of the action. With drone technology so readily available now for live streaming of a wide area, these deaths should no longer be happening. Not only this, but the use of a drone could negate having to put a helicopter crew in potentially dangerous situations too. So drones are frequently used in search areas which are inaccessible to a helicopter, or in weather conditions that are too hazardous to manned aircraft such as fog. If you risk a helicopter, you risk people's lives. If you risk a drone, you're risking the technology. It's a totally different outcome. The safety of the rescue personnel is obviously at the heart of every emergency service, and drones can help to mitigate the risks in even the most unforgiving of incidents and environments, such as floods and wildfires. And this is really just the beginning of what is possible. So to conclude, what are the key outcomes from this drones for good revolution? Drones are cheaper, with better availability than manned aviation, and most importantly, drones can save lives quicker and safer than ground teams alone. For a long time, it was an uphill struggle to try and convince an emergency service that drone technology would be beneficial to them, especially at the beginning of this journey for me 7 years ago. But now, it is no longer a question of, can a drone add value to public safety? Yes, it can. The public safety community around the world has proven this and continues to. It is instead a question of, how can drones add even more value to public safety? How can we use drones to save lives that couldn't be saved before? And that question has been the focus of all of Skybound Rescuer's work in this sector to date. We strive to constantly refine drone performance for emergency services. We have some really exciting and truly groundbreaking projects on the horizon, including a drone network that can be tasked on demand by emergency services, flying ahead of first responders to be the first eyes on scene, providing eyes in the sky within 5 minutes of request to high-risk incidents, to truly unlock the next level of the Drones for Good revolution. So if you'd like to follow us on this journey, then please do find us on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just search for Skybound Rescuer, and please do join us on our hashtag Drones Save Lives movement. Thank you for listening, and please stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.